news. The sign is damaged, but no one is sure what caused it.
One location is closed, but a new one is thriving. Coming up, I'll show you a local business celebrating 10 years in this rough economy.
I'm Sophie Nielsen-Colding. Stick around and I'll show you how to get rid of symptoms caused by this stuff.
I'm Nicole Chadwick.
And I'm Jason Puckett. All that and more coming up on Phoenix 14 News. Vandalism, stolen property, and drug arrests. All that on tonight's Crime Watch. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
The owner of Sandy's is looking for answers after their sign was badly damaged this weekend. Here's the video of the damage. But police aren't sure what caused it. According to the police report, there were rubber tire marks on one of the poles. However, there is no evidence to suggest the sign was hit by a vehicle. Manager Greg Saldana thinks the damage will cost at least $4,000 to $5,000.
I wish they could stop and leave a note or tell somebody, hey, accidents happened and nobody came forward yet, but we will get that person.
Phoenix 14 was the first to report about another drug bust on campus that happened this weekend. Freshmen Sean Thomas Finan and John Philip Steers were arrested Saturday night on drug-related charges. Police seized 7.2 grams of marijuana from their Barney dormitory. Both students' court dates were today.
Finan appeared in court and chose to hire his own attorney. The DA said that Steers was being represented by a different attorney. Finan's next court appearance is set for April 30th at 9 o'clock, and Steers' next appearance is not yet available. Stay with Phoenix 14 News as this story continues to develop.
Cars and bikes are popular transportation on and off campus, but sophomore Julie Hart is one of the many students who was a victim of bike theft this year. Now Hart says she has to coordinate rides or take the bio bus. Hart lives in the Daniel Lee Apartments and used her bike to travel to class and to track practice.
Initially, when I found out my bike was gone, I was really mad and frustrated. Just what went through my mind is who did this and who thought it was okay to take something that wasn't theirs.
Elon is growing, which means we're expanding into surrounding communities. Scarlett Fakar asked Elon residents near the news station at Mill Point what they think of the new complex.
The station at Mill Point is set to open this fall for juniors and seniors at Elon. While students are excited about it, residents in the area have mixed feelings.
No, they sometimes they get a little rowdy, but that's life.
Williamson built his house in Elon more than 50 years ago, and he's glad to see changes like the station at Mill Point in the community.
In a way, I'm glad because that wasn't number woods.
But another nearby resident does not feel the same.
The couple that moved into this house just several years ago expected some college students to be around, but what they didn't expect was a complex built right across the street housing hundreds of students.
Well, right now it's kind of frustrating, honestly, because I have two little kids and it's just going to bring more traffic and more trash in our yard.
Grimley says she and her husband didn't mind when it was just the two of them, but she says the college environment isn't ideal for raising a family.
When we moved here, we were surrounded by residents, and over the last couple years, we've had college students, fraternities, sororities, what have you, move in behind us and next to us.
The Grimley family already has plans to move as soon as possible. To many residents, college students may not be the best neighbors for various reasons, but for others, they really don't mind. Scarlett Fakar, Phoenix 14 News.
The station at Mill Point will house exactly 324 students. It opens in August of this year.
This year, a rare occurrence, Passover and Easter in the same weekend. We spoke to one Elon student who is studying abroad where both of these religions were started and shared her first Passover experience away from home.
Well, since this is the Holy Land, there's a lot that happened this past weekend because Passover started on Friday night and Easter was obviously on Sunday. So it was both holidays really close together. I had a couple Catholic and Christian friends who spent their Easter holiday in Jerusalem, and they walked to all the different stages of the cross and saw a lot of other people that had pilgrimage to Israel for it. They even saw one man who had crucified himself and was going to each of the stages of the cross. He ended up passing out before he got to the last phase, but they were amazed that there was somebody that was showing that kind of faith. But everybody just travels to go be with their family. The difference was I was with a family, so it was a really intimate environment as opposed to a giant Seder Elon, which is wonderful. It's just lots and lots and lots of people. In my family, religion is really a personal choice, and growing up, I didn't really feel connected to anything else, but then I met some people that introduced it into my life, and it's where I feel at home. So celebrating Passover here, having just recently come into the faith, has been really wonderful.
Economic success is often shown in job creation numbers, but one store that is deeply intertwined with Elon shows that these numbers don't reflect their bottom line. Katie O'Brien joins us with more. Katie?
That's right, Nicole. Right across the street from our studio is Smitty's Ice Cream, and despite recent economic distress, Smitty's has made it to today, the celebration of their 10th anniversary. And to thank customers, they're not just selling their treats, but giving them away.
If you're an Elon student, chances are you've had Smitty's Ice Cream.
I'm happy to serve you. Come on up.
This local company started with a flagship store in Burlington, but if you drive by now, you won't find much more than empty coolers.
We really mourn. We mourn the passing of that store.
But economic trouble led them to close one storefront to put full time into another.
Upperclassmen might remember this location of Smitty's on South Church Street, but just because the windows are dark doesn't mean business is bad. Now they're settled in Town Center just across from campus.
That move proved to be a good idea. Amy Knackle is a co-owner of Smitty's. She found that Elon's draw for students from the Northeast has helped their seemingly seasonal business.
As soon as we opened up, we found that they eat ice cream through snow, rain, wind, cold. It didn't matter. They liked our ice cream.
And now they're celebrating a milestone.
10 years is a long time for a store that does only ice cream.
And despite the changes forced on them from the economy, the recipe for business is still the same. Make the best ice cream to create the best community.
We have parents over the years that come in and say, you're the reason my son is potty trained right now, because I told him if he would go use the potty, he could have some Smitty's.
And the community keeps coming to Smitty's.
We don't want to lose our MO. You know, we're definitely a community-based ice cream store. We are definitely a family-based ice cream store.
You still have until 8 to get your free scoop of ice cream from Smitty's, and since their business is good, it doesn't look like this location will close anytime soon.
Thanks for that story, Katie. Tax day is coming up next week on the 17th. Here are a few tips for filing your taxes. You can file online, go to an accountant, or a tax filing agency for help. You'll need a copy of your last year's tax return and your W-2 forms. Don't forget that charitable donations count as tax deductions as well. And if you choose to file your taxes online, be sure to double check all of your information. And don't wait. This year you have a few extra days to file your taxes, but that doesn't mean you should procrastinate. Be sure you start early so you don't run out of time.
Being a model or a private eye might seem like a glamorous job, but when it comes to their paychecks, the numbers might surprise you. These jobs make on average less than $50,000 a year, according to Forbes.com. Marriage and family therapists and firefighters make between $45,000 and $50,000 a year. People like us, the reporters, make an average of $40,000 and $45,000 a year. And for the full list of surprising salaries, visit our website. Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich was traveling around Raleigh today. Phoenix 14's Joe Bruno was there and has the story.
East Hargett Street is home to Cafe Luna and Hamlin Drug Company. And on Monday, it was home to presidential candidate Newt Gingrich. Former Speaker of the House and current presidential candidate Newt Gingrich was not able to speak to the press. However, he did speak with one local business owner.
It was cordial. It was friendly. It even had a little warmth to it.
J.M. Johnson is the owner and pharmacist of the oldest pharmacy continually run by an African American in the United States. He spoke with Newt Gingrich this afternoon.
Being a history buff himself, he's interested in the history of the place.
Johnson knows firsthand the struggles of a small business, something he believes Newt Gingrich can sympathize with.
The drift of the conversation suggests to me that is a person who knows what it is to be able to empathize with struggling small businesses.
Gingrich asked how a little store like Hamlin Drugs manages to compete.
My reply was, you compete by offering what the others don't.
Reporting from Raleigh, Joe Bruno, Phoenix 14 News.
Newt Gingrich isn't the only Republican presidential candidate out campaigning today. Former governor of Massachusetts Mitt Romney was in Wilmington, Delaware, and former Senator Rick Santorum was in Bedford, Pennsylvania. Representative Ron Paul will be in Texas tomorrow. Gingrich will stay in North Carolina tonight and will speak to the Craven County Republican Party in New Bern tomorrow.
Coming up on Phoenix 14 News, sneezing, coughing, and itchy eyes. We'll have some tips to relieve those allergy symptoms.
I'm Monica Yantosh, and I'll tell you how the gas prices are affecting one.
It's a noise you usually hear at the zoo, but we'll take you to a local farm with exotic animals.